Hello and welcome to part 2 of this Medieval 2 Total War playthrough. Last episode we conquered York, and now we're going to continue to build up our economy and put some pressure onto this onto this Welsh province over here. So I think to start with, we're pretty much at a point where we can end the turn immediately. One thing I did realise watching back the playthrough was I was a bit stupid, didn't use my merchant. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our merchant to come up here to Sweden. There's a little bit of amber hiding in the trees up here. And when he gets up there, he'll have some decent income coming from that amber. We may stop and have a look at this here as well. But there's nothing particularly local to us that we would be interested in. I mean, the wine, 31 florins, is pretty decent, but this amber will be giving us some good income. So we'll head up there to start with. Need to make sure that all our settlements are building. They are. And really, we just want to use York and London to drive our economy. And we're going to use Nottingham to provide our military with the units that they need. So once these roads are done, in most settlements I would look at building a land clearance, but I'm going to build a garrison quarters or a bowyer so that we can start producing troops to send up to the fight in Scotland eventually. So that'll do us, I think, for turn 3. Just have a quick look around with these and make sure there's no enemy ports we can blockade. There's not. So end that turn. Scotland offers trade rights. If we make a counter offer, we can see that that's generous on our behalf, so we will ask for some tribute. I think that should balance it out. Okay, I'll take that. We'll take 440 florins. So that's earned us 440 florins there. We could have just accepted that straight off the bat, but it's always good to see what you can get out of any potential diplomacy. If you take a look at the bottom of the scroll where it said generous for us, if that's saying very generous or generous, then you can get some money out of them generally. When you're watching the opposition turns, if you press the space bar, it will speed up what they do. So we'll accept this so we can have another general. And now, so the council want us to put 4 units into Nottingham. So instead of training units, we'll send 3 up from London. And then we'll train 1 unit of Mailed Knights, and that'll complete that council mission. So Nottingham, we can now build our bowyer. And one of our navies is in a storm, so we'll pull them out. Okay, Carnarvon, that's the name of the settlement. So again, there's not much for us to do at this point. What we'll do is use our spy to spy on a couple of characters and try and grow his subterfuge so that we can eventually get into Edinburgh without him getting killed. At the moment, it's a 50% chance of him getting killed, so we don't really want to be doing that. We've only got 1 spy, and at this point in the game, I don't really want to invest the florins into training another one just yet. So Prince Rufus, will let him take charge of attacking into Scotland, and then what I will do is I'll move our new general In fact, no, let's send King William. King William can come into Nottingham, and then we will let King William lead the attack on Carnarvon. So once we've got our troops ready, enough units there, we will attack Carnarvon and let King William take that glory. Our merchant's going to move across, diplomat as well. And as long as we've got everywhere doing what we need it to do, which we have at the moment, I may train another unit just to increase his public order percentage in London. Okay, end turn. So again, not much going on as of yet. We've completed our mission. We've got 2 units of mailed knights in London. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to bring my spy down and see if we can, there we go, and increase, see if we can have a look and get a spy into this, because it is a castle, so it's harder for us to invade than York was, because York had no walls or anything. They've got a couple of Welsh longbowmen which will be able to ping us off as we're approaching the wall, so we may get the spy in there and see if the spy can open the gates for us. So York, we will increase our roads, get those roads building up. And can build, let's get some communal farming going on. There's no real reason to start building our military in Cairn just yet. So if we increase our production, generate a bit more tax, and hopefully get an upgraded castle, we can then train better units out of Cairn. So I think the plan for this turn is to keep generating units, although we're struggling with the population level of Nottingham to keep the recruitment going strong. So I think we're going to have to start training units in London as well and send them up. But again, we don't want to overtrain. We certainly don't want to attack Scotland just yet. Our economy's not ready for that. We need to make sure we're operating very profitably before we start warring with another faction. It's okay to just take out these little rebel settlements because they're not going to fight back effectively. You've just got to defeat whatever force is within that settlement and you're done. Let's have a unit of knights in Cairn though. Once we've taken Carnarvon, we'll see how it's going. We'll look at maybe taking Bruges or starting that war in Scotland. I'm not quite decided where we're going to go with that yet. We may even have a council mission that tells us where to go, so we'll see how that goes. I think for this term, we're just about ready to end it. Okay, so they want an emissary to the Holy Roman Empire. We are almost there anyway, so that's fine. Some military units is great. Okay, York, Nottingham and London all need new builds, so York has got a nice upgrade now. We will start some land clearance. Nottingham can create a leather tanner and some archers. London can have a port, so it's always good to get the ports going on your coastal settlements, because it gives you the option then to increase your trade through the sea. So we may see Scotland start the war earlier than we expected with this large army. But what I will do is make sure I've got a counter army ready to go up into Scotland. So I'm actually going to leave Carnarvon for now, redirect my spy up here, and you can see that they've got no garrison up in Scotland. So what we'll do is we'll wait and see where this goes. And if they come down and attack Nottingham or London, we'll be able to redirect some troops from Nottingham or London to assist and reinforce, and then send a force up from York to attack Edinburgh, and essentially squash the Scottish straight out of the park without any problems whatsoever, really. I could attempt to sink. I'll move my navies in closer, because if they're still on that next turn, I can double up this navy and try and sink their cog. If I do that, it will kill off their entire army without me losing any men. Our merchant is on his way. Our diplomat is fine. I think we'll squash this army just for the fun of it. Leave the peasants behind to hold Caen. Easy peasy. And then take this army back to the settlement. Just garrison everything we can in there. We'll let the rest of the army follow suit. So I'm quite intrigued to see what's going to happen with this Scottish army. Okay, again, not much to do this term. Very slow going in the early days. Okay, so as I said, I would not usually start the attack on Scotland so early on, but this is a great opportunity for us now. So if we can sink the ship, it will kill their entire army and leave that 2 units in the Scottish army, which I can easily take with Prince Rufus and a few men. So we're going to do it. So I'm going to move this ship into here, merge them up into 2, and declare war on Scotland. Okay, so it didn't quite go to plan. However, we'll continue to try and chase them down. Whilst we send an army up. Just leave 1 unit of archers behind, I think. We'll still keep this army here, building to attack Carnarvon. That's still the plan. We just need to make sure that we fortify York enough, so we'll send a couple of units up to York. We need to find that Scottish navy, ideally, so we can try and finish it off. A little tip, once you've had a battle, if you press M, it will merge your units into full units. So as you can see here, it's gone to 75, 75 and 6. It's just easier to deal with when you're battling. It can also free up some space within your army. Obviously you've got a limit of 3, 6, 9, 10, 20 units within your army, but if you merge 2 half units together, then you free up an extra space for another unit, so it's worth doing. I'm tempted to put this spy into Edinburgh. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Okay, fantastic. So our spy got him, which means we've got a little ally inside there now. Re-garrison the rest of them. Everywhere has currently got a building queued. So we will end that turn. Again, now the war started, we're looking to see our profits are really decreasing. I should have done that trade with the diplomat, but I forgot. It's the first thing we'll do to make sure I don't forget again. Ah, the Pope. The Pope, the Pope, the Pope. So you've got to keep the Pope happy. Sorry, I'm just bartering this out. That's fine, that's fine. So we've got to keep the Pope happy, which means that we're not going to be able to attack Scotland, but what we can do is continue to try and find his fleet and just watch them. Just keep an eye on this fleet and try and kill them when we can. I'll have to move my army out of Scottish regions. The Pope always gets in the way. So whilst we're waiting for this to expire, 7 turns, we will refocus on Carnarvon. I want to start being able to build a couple of train Aspire too, so we'll build that there. Can build a drill square, I think. Let's have a look. No boat, yeah, because we've got no archers there. Nottingham can have a garrison's quarters. London's got its brothel. York, we will get that communal fire. In fact, no, we'll get a grain exchange built in York. The merchant looks like he's had his route blocked again, so we'll try and get up here. And we will end that turn again. Slightly disappointing that the Pope has got in our way, but there's not much you can do about it. We don't want to be excommunicated at this point because of the unrest it will cause amongst our population. It'll mean we'll have to lower our tax rates and whatnot. So we can't afford to do that right now. And that will do for this turn. Oh, I just accidentally ended the turn. No. So what we did there was we clicked by accident and did a double end turn, which isn't great. So I need to try and find that Scottish Navy again. Keep them in my sights. We'll split left and right. Rebel Navy, Rebel Navy. Let's build a cog, and we're struggling on the money front now. Because of that war that we've started, and this large army we have in Nottingham, our upkeep is killing us. So we're going to go to try and take Carnarvon now. So we'll leave Henry there. We'll leave a unit of archers and a unit of spearmen, and we'll take the rest of the army to march on Carnarvon. We can train a spy from London as well. Can have a chapel, and then we've run out of Florence. So I've gone against all of my instincts and what I usually do, and I've trained too many units early on, and I've run out of money. So now we've just got to be careful. We've got to try and take Carnarvon, and possibly even move an army up from Bruges, up from Caen into Bruges, because we need to lose some men to reduce our upkeep, but we also need to increase the tax that we've got coming in by taking another couple of settlements. Excuse me. So we will do that now. I also need to find where this Scottish Navy has gone, because I don't want that army popping back up somewhere that I don't expect them. So we'll end that turn. The Scottish looks like they're still trying to hammer away at Inverness, unsuccessfully so far. And it's given them a bit of time to start trying to build the army up in Edinburgh, which means I may need to send some more troops over that way to help with that attack. So we're really low on florins. We're actually going to go into the negative next turn. That's because of the upkeep that we're having to pay out for our armies. Does the Scottish Navy? Nope. Ah, there's the Scottish army. It was here. So they have got out and they're attacking Antwerp. So we're going to have to move on Bruges soon to try and get that under our control. We'll start the assault on Carnarvon, or the siege even. We'll take 2 rams and 2 ladders for now. Oh, I desperately want to attack Scotland, but we can't. Okay, on that turn. So we're in negative florins, and again I've handled the start of this very badly. That Pope's order sort of screwed us over a little bit, because at this point we would have taken Edinburgh. Would have been fine financially. So what we need to do is take Carnarvon as quickly as possible and see what we can do about Bruges as well. If I put a boat here, can I see more? Nope. So the Scottish have taken Antwerp, which is not good for us. They're building their men in Edinburgh. Got a large force there, so this might as well come back into York, because it's not going to be enough. And I think we'll make an assault, I think, on Carnarvon. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right, so I think we'll fight this battle. So here we go. So I just want to get my men inside as quickly as possible on this one. Got a lot of units of horsemen, so we need to get in there where they're effective. So what I'll do is we'll send 1 unit of ladders here, a unit of ladders here. We'll drop one of the rams for now, we don't need it. I have 2 support units going in there. We don't want the archers on the rams, actually. We want the spear militia. So we'll group these archers together, and everyone else can go as a singular. So let's get at them walls. It's worth noting that your men can run with ladders, they can't run with a ram. But we'll get in there and start fighting as quickly as possible. They've got a lot of spearmen here, and some longbowmen. So our horses are going to have to be quite, or our cav, we're going to have to be quite smart with how we use that cav to make sure that we're not getting killed by the spears. The good thing is we should be able to get into these longbowmen with our spearmen. Going to change. So if they've set up on this wall here, we don't want to be jumping straight into them. We want to get a fort settled. So I'm going to move the ladders to a bit closer into the fort. And that'll hopefully allow us to jump off and start fighting. I don't know what the matchup is between Spear Militia and Welsh Spearmen, to be honest with you.
The ladders are now in place. Walls are no match for the valor and force of our arms.
We need to be getting up and taking these guys out as soon as possible. We're losing a lot of men on the arrows here. Okay, so the peasants are charging out. So what we'll do is we'll cycle some cav. Maybe not. Yep, the peasants are coming through. Pull my archers back. Cav should be charging, but it's not.
Our men have reached the walls with their ladders.
Cav will take out that unit of peasants quite easily. They've got some Welsh longbowmen coming up to try and counterattack these spear militias. Come on, Cav, charge. So we don't want the peasants popping up behind us, and they're going to. We just about got in there. There we go. Our spear militia, we're going to try and run through these gates.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Bring my cav through as well. And my archers. We should have our spearmen ripping through these longbowmen for now. The issue we're going to have is these spears here, but I want to get up and get around the back of these longbowmen. So we're going to send this spear militia through this door here and come up around the back. And these spear militia are going to start the fight against the Welsh spearmen. Cavs coming through. Our archers are going to set up here to fire on these guys, as are these ones. Set up here, get them running. Okay, now the spear militia are going to come into the back here. Oh no, no, come up this way, this way. These Welsh longbowmen aren't going to get very far. Cav will take them out.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And these men can now attack here. Seeing volleys of arrows going up into the side of them spearmen. Should start to drop their numbers. They're losing this battle, so we need to try and get these men through as quickly as possible. We'll send another unit here. The unit's on this wall. 2 units of cav. Oh, that's a unit of spearmen. Let's not run into them. Unless we can hold their attention here, they're not going to move out of that. And we'll try and bring a cav around the back and strike them while they're not looking. These guys are getting beaten. Ah, they've won. Okay, so we can now cycle this cav into the routing spearmen because they're not going to fight back. Get our archers to hold fire. And then we'll bring our archers over this way. Right, our car's ready to charge. So let's see if we can get a hit. Oh, they've turned her. They've seen it. Okay, that's a nice formation that I didn't realise they could do that. So I'm going to double charge them. We'll set up for a charge on this side. We'll set up for a charge on this side. We'll double charge them, I think. So you can control you. Move all our men out of the way. The archers can come up here, actually, that's a nice spot for the archers. There we go. And now our 2 units of cav. I may lose some cav here, but I just want to finish this battle off. So that brings attention to the front. Okay, pull them back, let the archers fire down. Yeah, I lost a lot of cav then. I knew it wasn't a good idea, but you gotta do something sometimes. And 2 units through, general inside the walls. We just pause it 1 second and we will have just quickly take stock. So we've got a spear coming in, arrows firing down. Okay, replay. Are these coming attacking our men? I'm not sure. We'll just move them away just in case. Yep, they are. Our arrows are doing some serious damage to these spearmen now. Our own spearmen are going to take up a good position.
My lord, our men are in command of the castle.
And now they're screwed, that's it. We've won this one, I think. Well, I know we've won it, but imminently won it. They've not. And we'll just end that there. There's no point in continuing. So that's Carnarvon taken. We should get some sort of reward from the council now. And we can send some units up to Edinburgh. So population's quite happy, so we'll just occupy that settlement. And that's going to give us another 705 florins per turn. Merge them units and equal them out a little bit. Send any full units up to York to help with the attack on Edinburgh. 4 units of mailed knights to come up too. And I think that will do us for episode 2. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Keep your eyes peeled for part 3. I will put the link in the description below as soon as it's up.